New members touching down here in Washington, getting their first taste of life on Capitol Hill. We're talking to several future lawmakers about how they're approaching their new jobs in Congress. Congressman Elect, what kind of feeling do you get hearing that?
You know, it's funny. I was a military guy, and each rank you kind of get used to hearing that next rank. It sounds a little foreign to you at first. And then when you go to medical school and you get called doctor for the first time, it's just another evolution in who I am. And it's exciting to be here taking part in history and something that only a few people get to do. And so I'm very honored. I've been wearing my very fancy shoes on the floor, and I realize how uncomfortable they are when you have to walk everywhere all day. So I think with the permission of the Congress, I'm going to be wearing some very fancy Vans, which will feel good on my feet as I'm walking. Same thing I wear in the ER every day. They breathe nice, they wear good.
It's a new thing to get used to Washington, D.C., just getting used to the halls, getting used to what the rules are, understanding that we're running, really multi-million-dollar businesses for our constituents, making sure that we're following all the proper rules. And, we can learn from the new members. They've been super helpful on both sides. I mean, as we sit for lunch, oftentimes we're sitting with Democrats and Republicans. We're just talking about how do we work together? How do we get things done for the American people? So that's what I'm most attuned to. Certainly we'll be on our opposite sides. We might not all agree on everything, but I think the American people in this election decided that they want some bipartisan work to do to make government work for them.
You're a former high school teacher, you were city council member. What do you think is going to be harder, whipping the students into shape or working in Congress?
Well, I suspect there's a lot that I'll be able to take from my days as a teacher or working at City Hall. I mean, everything's about relationships, right? You want to build really healthy, collaborative relationships and build trust with folks. And that's the same, like if you're teaching and you've done that, your kids they'll want to learn. If you haven't, they don't want to learn. It's the same with colleagues. If you've built trust with them and you're collaborative, they'll want to work with you. And the opposite is true. So, I spent a lot of time on relationships and I'll do that here.
Do you have any funny stories that you're willing to share about your time here in DC so far?
Well, okay, I got lost. All right, I'll admit it. I'm a Navy SEAL and I got lost walking around in the tunnels underneath the Capitol. And I just kind of chuckled a little bit and asked for directions. But there's a lot to get used to. And one of them is just the layout of where I'm going to work.
You're, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first openly gay immigrant elected to Congress?
Yeah, I've obviously really important for me on immigration issues. As an immigrant myself, came to the U.S. when I was 5 years old, became a citizen at 21. Those issues are really important to me. And certainly as a gay person, I know that I have an additional responsibility to represent the community as a LGBTQ immigrant. But I think what's most important is that those identities are part of who I am, but not everything. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I'm delivering back for the community. As mayor, I think being the first openly gay mayor was important. Being an immigrant mayor was important. It was most important that we deliver back to the neighborhoods and the community. So that's what I hope to do here and work within the caucus to do that.